Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got three M12 Milwaukee drill style tools here in front of me. This is the only actual drill. Then of course we have the screwdriver and the 1/4 inch impact. So the purpose of this video is to just kind of show you exactly what each of these tools are good for. They kind of all have their own purposes. And if I really had to say, the screwdriver is kind of a cross between both the drill and the impact. And just to kind of show exactly what these tools are made to do and just compare them in a number of different applications that you would be using this style of tool for, just to get a better idea, maybe a better understanding, or at least a visual representation of what each of these tools are meant to do. So the reason why I say the screwdriver is a cross between the drill and the impact is because the drill has a clutch, just like the screwdriver, where the impact has a 1/4 inch, I guess I would just have to call it a drill chuck. It accepts hex style bits. Now the action of this impact is quite a bit different than the screwdriver. Really, I think the only thing that the screwdrivers really are is more of kind of a convenient drill, where all you really have to do is pop in and out the hex bits, where with the drill you would have to readjust your chuck every time, and where also you're just getting too much power out of the 1/4 inch impact. So let's adapt each of these tools with different accessories that you would insert into these tools and just kind of compare them on a big block of wood to see basically in practice what each of them are meant to do. So what I've got here is what looks to be like maybe a 6x6 block of wood, and then a couple of different sizes of Phillips screws, little 1-inch screws, and then maybe 1.5 inch or 2-inch screws here. Yeah, it looks to me like they're probably 2-inch. Not that any of these will have any trouble with those, but we can also just kind of use this to see how fast each of these tools will drive those in. I also have my doubts that the drill or the screwdriver are going to have too much trouble putting these lag bolts in, but I do think that they will struggle to put these in. However, we'll just have to see. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to go get some bigger lag bolts to try and slow these tools down enough to just kind of get a real, like I've already mentioned, visual on how each of these tools are supposed to work and kind of their purposes. So we'll start here with the 1/4 inch impact and the 1-inch Phillips screw. I'm going to use the same bit for all these. So pretty quick for the impact. So then we'll go to the kind of in-between screwdriver. Take our next one. Right, I'm not going to time this, but definitely a slightly slower process of getting that screw in there. It is in the second gear, so it's going to run a little bit faster. I haven't really decided what gear would probably be best to run this in. When I get into the bigger stuff, I'll probably change it to 1 so we have a little bit more torque. And that was probably every bit as fast as the 1/4 inch impact. Okay, so we're on to the 2-inch screws here. The impact, of course, is just going to hammer it in there. Assuming I put enough pressure on the Phillips bit. So we'll go to the screwdriver here, and what I'm going to do is a little bit different. Instead of keeping it on the drill bit setting, which basically means this tool is going to give it everything it's got, and it's only going to stop if it can't give it any more, and change the clutch setting just to kind of show you. I think this is really kind of more just like a furniture assembly tool or an assembly tool in general. It doesn't have to be furniture. Because of the clutch settings, it gives you some controllability over how much power you're putting into the fastener that you're threading into, whether it's a piece of wood or a bolt or a nut or whatever it is. So yeah, you're just supposed to get some controllability out of it, where there's no controllability of how much power you put into it other than what you're changing yourself, releasing the trigger, or how far you pull in the trigger on the 1/4 inch impact. With the screwdriver, they give you a little bit more control, just like with the drill, but with the convenience of the 1/4 inch hex head, I guess, drill chuck here. So you can hear that clutch hitting in there, and it's slipping so that it doesn't put more torque into the fastener than you want it to. So we'll go up to the 12. It drove it in a little bit further before getting stopped. 14. There you go, the 14 drove it all the way through. So, like I said, this isn't really supposed to be a comparison of which one performs better. It's to show what uses they have in some kind of semi-real world application here, I suppose. And we'll go to the drill. And of course that put it in pretty quick, but here with the drill, you also have some torque settings. You have your drilling setting, which basically, like I said, keeps it from engaging the chuck at all, and it just gives it everything it has, all the way up to a setting of 18. I'm not exactly sure what that means, whether that's 18 foot-pounds or what exactly it is, but this only goes up to a 14. So you have 14 on the screwdriver, 18 on the drill. So you're even getting more power out of the drill here, or at least more torque with the drill. So for this next portion of the video, I grabbed a 3/8 inch socket adapter for the Impact. And I've got these longer bolts. I'm assuming that it will be more challenging to drive in what I think is about 3/8 inch bolt, maybe a 7/16 inch bolt that is about 1.5 inches long. Will be more challenging than driving in a 3-inch long, maybe 1/4 inch. Maybe it's a little bit bigger. Anyway, whatever sizes are, it might not even be 1/4 inch because the socket that fit on it is a 10mm socket. Well, we had enough power to completely remove the head of that bolt, so we're just going to stop there. Moving on to the screwdriver. So I think we'll see this screwdriver slow down pretty quick. Let's move it to just the drilling part of the clutch and see how far it'll go. So surprisingly further, it could have to do with the internal condition of the wood, I don't know. But it shut off on its own. So let's just give it another go and see if it'll drive it in any further. Honestly, I'm completely shocked that that just happened. I've got a couple more of these, so I'm gonna want to try this again just to see if we can replicate the results, because holy cow, that was interesting. And last, we'll give it a go with the drill, and I'm gonna keep it on the 2 setting just to see how it drills. Yeah, it stopped pretty quick. So I bet we'll get going again, maybe even drive the whole thing in on the 1 setting where we get quite a bit more torque. Honestly, I'm baffled. That's interesting. All right, so this is actually my last one of these. I don't even know where I got them. Again, with the Impact driver. Here's one thing we'll do. We'll compare removing these bolts with the Impact to the drill, and since I don't have a third one, I'll just leave the screwdriver out of it. So Impacts, at least with the Impact wrenches, I feel like that they do a lot better job in reverse than they do going forward, so that might be something to keep in mind with this. But let's see how the drill does with pulling that out. We'll just go ahead and throw this back in. And give the screwdriver a chance to pull it out. That was a fresh hole there, so wow. That's one hot bolt. Okay, one more time. Now we've got the 9/16 inch socket loaded up here on the 1/4 inch Impact, or at least the 3/8 inch socket adapter, and a much thicker but shorter lag bolt. Let's go ahead and drive this in. So that's not all the way sunk in, but I want to be able to pull these out. So yeah, let's move on over to the screwdriver. So that's where it first stopped. Second stopped. Third stop. I'm not sure what the difference is between these longer bolts and these, but this is just not able to drill that all the way in. The battery on my Impact here is even a little bit older battery and has 3 bars, where the drill and the screwdriver still have 4 bars. So it's just not wanting to quite drill that in all the way, or drive it in all the way like the Impact did. So the drill didn't really have any trouble in gear setting 1 with driving that in. We'll go ahead and give each of them a chance to remove these. The drill did fine. Screwdriver did it. I don't really have an explanation for it. I was fully expecting the Impact to do a better job of driving these lag bolts all the way in than the screwdriver and the drill. And the drill did every bit as good as the Impact. One thing I think that is worth mentioning though is with the drill, I don't remember if it was the screwdriver or the drill, but when I was setting it in, it caused the piece of wood to want to turn a little bit. The actual operation action in the Impact is going to keep that from happening, because what these Impact drivers do is they offer short, hard bursts. They basically hit the anvil and then pop up and then spin around and hit the anvil with a bunch of force again. So they're quick, hard bursts. Knocking that in where the drill is like a constant thread in. And so that's one reason why the board just spun out, where with the Impact that's not going to happen. Now in actual applications, where is that going to be more useful with the drill than the Impact? I don't know. I will say that was a little more strenuous on my wrist and my hand in general than the Impact probably will be. Same bit, just no washer this time. There you go. The Impact drove it all the way in, where the drill stopped just maybe not even a 1/4 inch, maybe an 1/8 inch from sinking itself all the way in. So there's probably a problem with my test here. Had I been using bigger, larger lag bolts that would have given these tools more trouble, that probably would have helped prove the points I was trying to make and prove the differences between the tools. I think that's all it's got too. So they're stopping a little shy of sinking all the way in, both the drill and the screwdriver. So what is this all to show? I don't know. One thing it's making me think is that this M12 brushed 1/4 inch Impact is not that great here in the Milwaukee M12 line, which a lot of people will say, oh, anything not fuel in the M12 line is junk or whatever, you know. It's done some jobs for me. I've used it plenty alongside my 3/8 inch cordless ratchet from the M12 line when working on lawnmowers and stuff like that. And I haven't had any problems. There isn't a bolt that hasn't been able to break loose. I mean, it would definitely not be the same using the drill driver. I think what it really comes down to is that when the going gets really tough, the Impact is still going to drive them in. Unfortunately, I just don't have the lag bolt sizes and lengths to really put these under the stress. But at the same time, this wasn't supposed to be which one can smash in bolts the best into a large piece of wood or anything like that. It's to kind of show 3 different handheld drill style cordless tools from the same brand, just to kind of see where they shine, what kind of jobs they would be best in. So I don't know, these screwdrivers are kind of a new concept to me. I think that they're kind of I wouldn't say useless, but just unnecessary, right? You can kind of do the same job with the Impact, or if you don't want that impact action, then you use the drill, and it's going to do basically the same thing. I do think the screwdriver is a lot closer related to the drill. Also, I think I mentioned that I think that the quick disconnect with the hex bits makes this more convenient. I don't know, it's really not that inconvenient to undo that chuck and either put it in reverse and pull your bit out, or put it in forward and tighten your bit in. The screwdrivers, in my opinion, are definitely kind of an unnecessary tool. Impact driver and regular drill driver, I think, is absolutely necessary. I love the impacts and I love the drills. The screwdriver, kind of a neat in-between kind of particular purpose tool. Like I said, assembling furniture or just putting things together. Like, it's a good assembly tool, I'd pretty much say. You don't get the hammering action of the impact driver, and you don't have maybe the more kind of cumbersome aspects of the drill. Not that a drill is very cumbersome, like I said. I don't really think it's that big a deal. Maybe this did nothing for you. If nothing else, hopefully it was slightly entertaining. If it was, please give me a big thumbs up. Go down, click subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I have a goal to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I'm about 500-ish short. And so any comment, thumbs up, and subscription you give me will help me with the YouTube algorithms, and they'll push my videos more, which will help me reach that 5,000 subscriber goal that I have by the end of this year. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.